this is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This video is regarding where was Thomas Crooks in that new video when he was walking by some of the merchandise booths in that new video where he's just walking. Now, RSBN has a video out, and they were in generally the same area. You know, you can see the booths, but in Thomas Crooks' video, the booths are on the other side, so he's obviously walking away, you know, north in this video. I guess south, perhaps in real life. But so, like, he's walking the same direction these people are right there. And, you know, when we're looking at the Thomas Crooks video, there's a version of it on Twitter, and you see him walking, and they slowly zoom in. Now, what was really important for me is this part right down here at the bottom of the screen. Let me zoom in so you guys can see this a little bit better on the screen. It looks like you're blocked out a little bit. All right, so see at the bottom of the screen right there, there's this portion that is a solid cement color. And I didn't really notice that for a while because I was looking at the zoomed in portion because I was focused in on the tents, etc. But it turns out that that's really important. And also this yellow line, that made it seem like it was on a main road. So man, I was looking all over the place, you know, especially, you know, out here perhaps. Maybe they shut the roads down, didn't really know. And just took me a long time. But I also noticed in the background in the picture of Thomas Crooks, or the video, you can see when it gets a little bit further. Let's play it. See the trees in the background? It's just a solid mass of trees back there. And I always needed to keep that in mind. And so eventually I found a location near where the event took place. And look back there, there's this full area where it's just trees, and there really isn't any other place like that around off of a street. You see, it's just not like that. So that really is about the only place, and this turns out to be the place where people were parking their car and where merchandise was being sold. So first I was looking around in this area. Maybe they shut down the landing area, but I thought that'd be pretty stupid when you have a president or former president doing a rally. Maybe he'd need some way to get out of there, so I don't think they would shut that down. Then I was looking at this. Well, this doesn't work. Again, if we take a look at the image, there seems to be a road that's turning to the left here, and then there's yellow going down. So I mean, this took a long time for some reason. I mean, it's just crazy. I did spend a lot of time looking at these, and then I was looking at these right here. These roads going like that, and I didn't see anything that looked like that, this little mark here. And you know, I actually put the different time, 25, 22. These are when RSBN is at the locations that I have right there. So for example, if I go back to 25 minutes about, let's go there. Yeah, right here, see that building in the background? If you were to go down here and you come down, there's that rusty roof building right there on the side, and then that building has that face showing, and that's right there. So they're right in this area at that time. So I had already been mapping out where RSBN was, but it wasn't until, again, that I saw that one piece of asphalt that it really made a difference, right down here at the bottom of the screen. Because after noticing that and looking around, I kept looking at all of these. I can see a faint line there. Looks like a double yellow line on the video with Thomas Crooks. And then RSBN was here at 41:37 in the video. And then Thomas Crooks is right here. Here's that dark color asphalt. It's right there. Now, there's a vehicle that's parked right here behind him, and you can see that as well in the RSBN video later on. If you go around to like the 40, I don't know, let's see, about 34, or right around after this, you can see a vehicle parked there. But eventually, in one of the shots, you can see if they turn to the right, I don't know if I'll be able to find it again, but you can see the vehicle that's in the background in Thomas Crooks, this one right here that has that rack on the top. But really the most important element is this asphalt at the bottom down here. And if we go to the beginning, see these flags right there? Well, let's take a look at one of the RSBN shots. Look at this. And here it is. So there's Thomas Crooks, and there's the asphalt. And there's this flag is right there. See the cursive at the bottom? And then right up here, 2024, Save America, that's right there. And then American flag right here. Okay, and there's Thomas Crooks. He's walking, and let's show you where that is on the map. I go over it like this to prove to you that we have the right location. A lot of times people they'll challenge and pretend that they know something, but I'm 100% certain that this is exactly where Thomas Crooks was. You know, perhaps, you know, right there, something like that. Let's go back to the image. You know, he's back a few feet from that darkened colored asphalt, so we can move him back perhaps right over here. There's a vehicle parked in this area that has the racks on top of it. But the flags really just tell the whole story, plus the darkened pavement. So this is where, you know, RSBN kept moving around like this, and then eventually people start making their way around and filling in this massive area here. So he's heading this direction, and it doesn't sound like he turned in to go through the magnetometer. He just kind of walked like maybe this direction. And I think at some point, you know, the gas station that people talk about are over here, and where the van was that we don't know yet if it's connected was parked on this street right in this area. And so was he heading back to that? You know, if we look to see where he was, he's walking this way, and then maybe he comes out and walks down there, or he cuts across and goes across these fields and heads out behind this area, because he does end up, you know, parking a bike. I don't know. Well, actually, it wasn't his bike. Excuse me. That's what it turns out. So, you know, he walks over in this area. He has a vehicle somewhere. We don't know yet if it's the van. We don't really know anything about that at this point. But, you know, it is interesting that he was sort of mingling around, walking in the area where you can buy souvenirs, etc. And he's walking down, and he cuts across. So for those people out there that want to know the precise location, here, let's put this on the screen. It's 40 degrees, 51 feet, 16.20 inches north by 79 degrees, 58 feet, 28.68 inches west. All right, and you can see it on the screen there. So if you have HD, you'll be able to zoom in and check it out. Or if you, I mean, when you have it on, you don't have it on 320p, it's not going to work for you. So there you go. Hope that helps out. I think it's pretty interesting. What was he doing over there? He ends up flying a drone. A little bit before this, he was flying a drone. So that makes it, that's sort of interesting, right? Because he's coming from somewhere. And if he flew his drone at 4, and according to, you know, what these individuals are saying in the video, they're saying it's at 4:26. Well, did he just drop off his drone somewhere at this point in a vehicle? And if that's the case, the vehicle then might be over in this area, because the van is way away from that area. The van is right on this street right here. So I guess we'll have to figure out what he was doing over here. And there's also some different kind of timing. So he's right there. Does that give him enough time to be spotted over here? Let's take a look at perhaps the yeah, so a lot of people are wondering, I mean, this is at 5:14, and here he is sitting down here in that video that an image that one of the snipers took, and then this is 5:28. That's a bike. We don't know if that's his at this point. We've heard it isn't, and somebody's come forward and said it was his, so I doubt it's his, but until we hear otherwise, it's hard to know for certain. Yeah, so what did he do between, if this is accurate, over here And if this is accurate right here, 4:26, then what was he doing between 4:26, basically 45 minutes to an hour after that? And maybe that's when he went back to his vehicle to get his, maybe he had two vehicles out there, the van and his car. And he was going to get there in his vehicle and then escape in the van, perhaps, to throw people off. I mean, we just don't know, because guess what? Nobody's asked that question in any of the hearings. Is that van his? Fox News got a video of the van being towed away, and it was filmed by an individual on that street that I just showed you a minute ago. And so was that his? Maybe he had two vehicles, but how would he have got two vehicles out there? He would have had to have somebody else working with him to be able to do something like that, and we have no word of another person. I guess it's also possible he bought a van in the local area and had it parked there for quite some time and just drove. He drove, bought the van, and then he drove back. So I guess it could be something like that, where the van was in the area and then eventually parked it closer to the scene that night. The more you think about something, the more things that pop into your head, especially in this case. But anyways, I hope it helped you guys understand exactly where this image or video of Thomas Crooks was taken. That is the exact spot where we found on the map one last time, up above. This is where the Trump's rally was, right here. And this is kind of where they funneled people in, over in this direction, and then around, and then into the seating areas. And they sold merchandise along this area right here. And Thomas Crooks is walking in this direction. So perhaps he turned in this area, and he didn't want to go through the magnetometer. But strangely, he doesn't seem to have anything on him that would make him not want to go through there. Maybe he had the rangefinder. Don't know. But, there you have it, everybody. Hope that helps. Thank you all very much for watching. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.